Jaxon, Smith-Njigba, Sam Darnold, and the Seattle Seahawks take on Jayden Daniels, Bobby Wagner, and the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football. Washington's coming off of 3 straight losses Monday night to Chicago, the game winner that they hit in the rainy conditions, a blowout loss to the Dallas Cowboys. In the game Daniels goes down in, and then he misses the full game against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. He had an okay first half, hung in there for some takeaways, but then the Chiefs just came out and sort of put them underneath the ground as an offense. They dominated the second half. Dorrance Armstrong, he's been a massive storyline right now for him being unavailable for the rest of the season. He's out for the year. We've known that for the past 2 weeks. Missing him against the Chiefs, clearly a large factor. They were able to run the ball and have some decent balance. Daniels, what is his healthiest version? Now, it is slated for him to play against the Seahawks, but what type of Jayden do we see in this game? This Seattle defense, to talk about them a little bit more right now, is the real deal. They are a team that gets after the quarterback. They do not care if you've got struggles. If your left tackle, Laramie Tunsil, might not be playing with the hamstring injury. He was taken out and missed the rest of the Monday night game against the Chiefs. Doesn't really look like he's going to be a go for them. They harassed CJ Stroud and that Houston Texans offense the entire night. It was a miracle for Houston to score 19 points. They had to rely on a strip sack a couple of weeks ago, and then Seattle gets the bye. So frankly, not a lot of people have seen a lot of the Seattle team because a lot of people probably went to bed after that Lions-Buccaneers Monday night game. Then Seattle plays Houston right after it. 10 o'clock Eastern time. Maybe someone saw, all right, yeah, it looks like Seattle's going to win, whatever. It's at home, Lumen Field. But that was an emphatic defensive performance. This Seattle team gets after the quarterback as well as anyone in the NFL. Leonard Williams is a bona fide star right now. They've had 23 sacks on the season in 7 games. They are averaging over 3 sacks a game. I think this is one of the best defensive units in football, a top 5 unit without a doubt, and they are going to get healthier. Julian Love, Devin Witherspoon fully back in the lineup now for them, adding star power to that defense in the draft with Nick Emenwari. He's begun to get a larger role in this defense. This is a secondary that's starting to become a little bit reminiscent of what they had 10 years ago with Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman and Michael Bennett on the up front up there. Like, this defense for Seattle is flying at people. I think that Jayden Daniels is going to be on his heels throughout the day. Really necessary for him to get the football out quick. I do not believe this is the type of game where Dan Quinn's going to think it's acceptable for his quarterback to go out there and run the ball 12, 14 times, coming off the hamstring injury, coming off the knee injury. This guy cannot take those hits, cannot be putting himself out in a position to get hurt again, because this is frankly their season. I think that that's a part of me that's so confident he is playing, despite a little bit of that hazy, maybe negative side that, oh, it's possible he doesn't. You don't have Jayden in this game, you will lose to Seattle. It's a fact. Seattle will beat you in this game without Jayden Daniels. They need Jayden. You're 3-5. The season is slipping through your fingers right as it goes. You're in a decent spot. 3-2 playing the Chicago Bears. Look like you're about to move to 4-2. Drop that game. Daniels goes down. You're 3-5 now, staring down the barrel of being 3-6, and your season being all but over. Making the playoffs at 3-6 just is not a realistic proposition. Not with the depth in the NFC right now, with looks like 2-3 good teams in the NFC West, 2 great teams in the NFC North. The division yourself, you're trying to outpace the Dallas Cowboys, who you just lost to, and now that's a game that hurts you. And you have to play Philadelphia twice at the end of the season. Commanders need this game. I think they got their starting quarterback, Jayden. Now let's talk about how Washington can mount a win in this game. I think it's on the ground. Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Bill, as we like to call him, this guy has to touch the football 20-plus times. I look back to the performance he had against Los Angeles Chargers, a defensive unit that's sound. They got gap integrity. They stay in their lanes. This is a team that tackles well. And I go back to that very strong performance on a Sunday afternoon at SoFi Stadium. They got down early in that game and quickly battled back. They stuck with the ground game. If Washington gets behind in this one, similarly to what they did against Chicago down 13-0, there was no panic in this team. They believed they could get back in this game, not just abandon the run and force Jayden Daniels to throw the football 45 times. Say, hey, we got a unit here that can pick up yards on the perimeter when there's some space for our wide receivers to work with. Now, the health of Terry McLaurin, he looks okay. Obviously, losing Noah Brown to IR, that hurts you a lot. But you got Deebo Samuel now back in the lineup, so you're going to have to rely on these players a heck of a lot. And on the defensive side of the football, that secondary, how do you shut down Jaxon, Smith-Njigba? Well, there's a certain Michigan Wolverine that will be matched up against the Ohio State Buckeye. Mikey Sanderson for Washington is turning into one of my favorite players in the NFL. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is right up there as well. Sanderson plays with that physical, tenacious ability, attacks the football, comes down and hits everything you're looking for. The kid opposite of him, Trey Amos, I really like also at corner out of Ole Miss. These young guys are playing at a high level for Washington. They've got a pair of studs there, but which one of them will be matched up more against JSN? I don't know if either of them frankly stands much of a chance consistently in one-on-ones. He looks like he's a top 5 wide receiver in the sport now. There's debates and arguments to be had that he could be higher than that. Darnold goes to him on third down. Darnold goes to him in the red zone. When they need a first down, he is the guy, and more often than not, he consistently makes those plays. He's not a physically intimidating guy. He doesn't have that speed that just blows by you, but his route running is perfect. His feet are perfect. He doesn't drop the football. He creates separation. He blocks. He's the perfect wide receiver that you dream about taking, and he's a matchup nightmare for this team. Another guy that's been having success, especially in the red zone, running the football, that's Zachariah Charbonnet. I love talking about some of these younger players in the league. He's a second-round pick out of UCLA a couple years ago. Him in the red zone, right? He's that banger, that bruiser with 5 touchdowns on the season. Clearly, Kenneth Walker's the guy that has a bit more burst, the higher yards per carry, that can be your home run hitter. But inside that 10-yard line, you're trying to get into the box. Zachariah Charbonnet, get him the football. If it's 3rd and 2 and you need 2 runs to get a first down, that's Zachariah Charbonnet for you. Sam Darnold getting to the quarterback finally here. He's been as good as just about anyone. The high completion percentage at about 70. He's not turned the football over. He's attacked the entire field. The ball's coming out on time. Are they a bit reliant on JSN at times? Sure. He's got 819 yards, leads the league. Number 2 in the NFL right now. It's crazy to say. It's Cooper Kupp at 293. He's got over 500 yards more than the next closest wide receiver on his team. And frankly, I don't care. It doesn't matter because when you just can't cover a guy, you're just going to give him, 7, 8 catches a game on 11 or 12 targets. Why not go to your best? You watch your divisional rivals, the San Francisco 49ers just give the ball to McCaffrey 30 times. The Rams do the same thing when Nakua's healthy. They give him 13, 14 targets. They do the exact same thing. Go to your best. Sometimes football is a very simple sport that gets bogged down with the X's and O's and people trying to outsmart others. Why not just dumb it down to the simplest? We got a better guy than anyone on your side of the football does. I like the Seattle Seahawks. I got to be honest in this one. I brought up injuries a lot of the time in my previews because they play such a large role. Availability is one of the most important parts of anything in life. You got to be available if you've got a job. You just got to show up and do the work, whether you want to or not. In the NFL, whether you're getting paid $40 million or $4 million, you got to show up and be available for your teammates. And Seattle just has more guys right now that are available. They've got top-end talent. They have a team right now that's starting to believe in themselves and stack wins together. And not just stack those wins, but win in emphatic, dominant fashion, tight fashion. This group has a real lot of confidence and belief. They have the right quarterback, a guy that can win and win consistently for them. I think Sam Darnold's a long-term guy there for Seattle. They hit the absolute jackpot bringing in him. They clearly did with a couple of their weapons there. A Cooper Kupp type of culture guy that's perfect there to be there a few seasons and be one of those locker room players and an effective guy when you need him in big spots. I really like the Seattle team. I've loved Jayden Daniels and what his story has looked like through college in the beginning stages of his NFL career, but it definitely brings up the concerns of the injury. Can he be available a game like this? It's Sunday night at home, Washington badly needing it. I don't see this game being fully a blowout. I see Seattle pulling ahead later on. 34-23, Seattle gets the win and they cover by a lot. I know that sounds awful if you're a Commander fan, but I think it's a tight one-score game to the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then Seattle is able to pull away late. My question is, can Washington sustain enough drives consistently and pay them off in the red zone with touchdowns and not just kick field goals? I'm saying that Seattle may give up some yards. They might give up more than 400 yards, but I don't think they give up more than 30 points. And I think this offense is capable of scoring 30 on a banged up Commander team, and they get the win 34-23 on the road. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video, Blitz with Blender, me being Josh Blender, and just breaking this stuff down, trying to do my best for you, trying to entertain as well as build this community out. Let me know down below in the comments. Tell me I'm a genius, rip me apart, whatever you want to do. Talk about something else that's been on your mind with college, with NFL football. I make videos on both of them. I want to hear from you guys more and engage. It's the most fun part of doing this work is interacting with the fans that watch this sport so much and have so many opinions to share. It's amazing to try and build this community out and see it starting to slowly grow a little bit faster and faster. We're going to keep doing this. I hope you're back for more. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.